Joined now by Howie Zaron from the Langley Rams, and we're not speaking with Matt Blocker, Coach Snoop, for our typical weekly coaches preview of the Rams game. And Howie, I guess I'll leave the floor to you at this point to sort of explain what the situation is with the head coach with the Langley Rams right now.
Well, simply, Dom, it's just Coach let us know that he's got some health issues, and he's just stepping aside. And we're all here to support Coach, and hopefully he gets better quickly.
So that leaves you in sort of an acting head coach role for an indefinite period to the end of the season. How do you guys look at that?
Just until Coach is ready to get back on the field.
Okay. How was this delivered to the players, and what, I guess, first of all, let's start with the coaching staff. What was their sort of reaction to the news?
Coaches were a little bit, some of them were surprised, others weren't, because they kind of knew Coach wasn't feeling too well. So, I mean, I guess it was almost like a split. Some of the coaches that hang around a little more after practice and after games, they kind of knew something was coming because Coach wasn't himself. And a few other guys just, they didn't really see it because they're not around as much, right?
Right. And then we move on to the players. And I mean, you know this, and I know this about Coach Snoop as well, is he fosters a real special relationship with his players, and they really react to him as the head coach. How did they sort of take this news? What was their reaction?
I think at first it was just kind of like getting punched in the face, really. There was a little bit of shock and awe. And then as Coach continued on talking, it just came more about, just being there for Coach and supporting him.
I guess when, we look back at on the field stuff where the Rams are surging right now, 3 straight wins, the hottest team in the BCFC, really resounding win on the road against West Shore. What did you see in that game against the Rebels from your group, Howie?
Well, first and foremost, I thought our defense played remarkably. I mean, we were down a few guys, a few starters, because the flu bug hit us pretty hard this week. But we added a D lineman, Charles, and he was an immediate factor. And then guys like AJ Blackwell and Kyle Clarat and some of the other guys on our team. Our defense really showed what they're about, and they are the best defense in the league.
Yeah, I was going to just ask you. I mean, that kind of shows how you feel about it. But with your defensive group, do you feel like that's going to be the cornerstone of this team? If this ends up being a BC championship contending team, is it going to be because of the defense? And not to slight your offense, but more to praise them?
Absolutely. I mean, I think championships are won with great defense and a great run game. We knew going into the season that we were going to need a little time with our offense, especially with our O-line. We had a lot of young guys. But I think in the last 2, possibly 3 games and this win streak, I think you can see an O-line maturing now and starting to feel comfortable playing against the older, bigger guys.
Max Joseph going off for 24 carries, over 200 yards. Do you guys see that being your offensive approach moving ahead of we're going to hand him the ball and hand him the ball a lot?
I think so, yeah. I mean, Max is obviously a special kid. You know what? He's, in my opinion, a better receiver than he is a running back. So, I mean, think about how you will about that. But, for now, we're gonna keep using Max and pound the rock with him. And, we've got some great receivers as well, obviously with Javon leading that receiving core. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited about us being a more balanced attack, that's for sure.
Is there a focus on where you guys are seated going into the playoffs? Is there a conversation all about we got to get home field, or is it just let's make sure we're playing our kind of ball and be in the mix with the 4 teams?
As of right now, we're just taking it game by game. So, I mean, this week, our whole focus is on playing a team that hasn't won a game yet this year. And, I've been on that side before, Dom, and I'll tell you something, as much as those guys haven't won a football game, they're looking to upset somebody, and they're looking to spoil someone's playoff chances. So, you know what? If you're caught sleeping at the wheel, you know what? They're going to come down here and they're going to beat you.
Howie, thanks for your time. I appreciate you making time for us. I'm sure it's been a bit of a busy and different week for you guys there, but best of luck and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Dom.